We do.
Yeah,
Granted,
it's an interim.
term stay from the Supreme Court of Canada, and that means they live today. They live
It's
today.
interim, but maybe till they make a decision, no matter what.
They live
It's
today.
the start of
We got
another
more
day,
time.
another miracle.
Yeah.
Could you explain what the stay means for the RCMP?
So what I can tell you is that the RCMP remains on scene at the request of the Canadian Food Inspection Agency.
We're not giving up, and we're going to change some laws.
And thank you to the international support,
Yeah.
not just our Canadian support that continues to grow.
Omar just said, tell everybody,
Omar
intern
just
stay granted from Supreme Court of Canada.
Intern stay, so there's
Granted. It could be
It's
intern stay. If they survive,
They're safe right now.
they're safe today. They live today. They live today.
Wow, what a wild ride it's been. And people around the world, that slogan you came out, the world is
Just
watching.
watching, yeah.
That's what actually happened. How are you guys feeling after getting the interim stay?
Really amazing. It was such a breath of fresh air because they don't die today. And we said earlier, but God won. God won today. We won. But we had, just before that, we finished prayer.
Going to lift us up today. Lord, what a journey. What a journey that has brought us to this point. Over the last 9 months, we have seen ups and downs, laughter, tears, hardships and hope, faith and love. Lord, everything you have taught us in this process, we thank you for. You lie your heads down at night, have that peace in your heart that you are the change. You are everything that this world is seeking. Everything. On a lot of things.
And we just finished prayer, and then Omar called and we got the news, and that just means we just have that time to exhaust all of our resources with the Supreme Court.
So you have a little bit of time, could be a few days, could be a week. We don't exactly know. But what's your next move? You guys have been playing a real game of chess here with the CFIA, with the RCMP. What's the next move?
The next move is to continue doing what we've been doing all along, and that's unity and bringing people together. We have politicians, leaders that are actually really discussing this hot topic right now that is affecting all Canadian farmers. So we're going to continue to restore, hopefully, a path of trust back into this organization. We are going to continue exhausting our legal opportunities with the Supreme Court. So hopefully we will get approved for Supreme Court, being that this is such of a high importance case with international interest. And just keep praying and just keep working together, and hopefully there'll be no more arrests.
You know, when I think of how many people were watching live streams, Rebel News, podcasters running around, your live streaming, and I imagine the cheers that happened here, but that was happening in the homes of people internationally at the same time. They're all rooting for the ostriches. It's quite amazing. But there's something very sinister that's occurred. Not only is this happening to you and your healthy flock and your livelihood, you were both actually arrested, dragged out of the pen because you simply wanted to feed them and tell the end. You know, what was that like? Take us to that moment. What happened, and what was it like being treated like a criminal? Where did they take you? Fill us in.
They had promised us that no matter what, they said, yeah, you can go ahead and feed. So we thought, okay, at least, another day the birds are fed, they're happy, they're healthy. And we started to do chores, and we got 3/4 of the way through the first round, and all the vehicles just moved in on us, and that was it. They handcuffed me at that point. I kind of broke down crying. They grabbed Katie right away, and I said, hey, you got us. Let us finish feeding. Like, there's feed on the truck still. We still have another half the chores. I said, I'll do it handcuffed. Just let us. And then we started pleading with them, saying, we're not in your way. We're not resisting. We're not doing any harm.
We're not criminals. We're farmers.
Yeah.
And at the beginning of that, I just want to, when we were so excited because we cheered the bond.
Yeah, we said thank you.
Because the only reason we were in the pens was we were hoping for, we said humanely, just let us feed the animals.
Right.
They trust. They have a routine. let's keep them calm,
Mm-hmm.
let's keep them not anxious, and they could go about doing what they were going to do. We were not killing, but setting up while we were still waiting for interim stay. And then we got arrested. So that was really disappointing because we asked to humanely feed, and then they baited us in the back.
Yeah. And where did they take you? Did they take you to jail, or did they take you to that station that's right down the road? What happened?
They had a holding station, and just about not even 5 minutes up the road.
Yeah.
And it was actually in our local
Provincial sandpit.
sandpit, yeah. And they've set up a whole camp there. And they held us there for about an hour and a half.
A couple of hours.
And just went over everything and then read us our rights and that. And we went under the guidance of our counsel not to say anything, so we kept pretty quiet.
But we did
through the
just
time.
sit there. You know what? This is such a strange position to be in, and I couldn't be helping protect. It's our livelihood, but so many others in the world that we're helping. But to be by this with my mom, and we kept sitting there on our plastic chairs, separated in the sand, and looking at each other and just going, "I love you," and just looking around. It felt like a movie. And then we have Rebels helicopter flying over, and the RCMP.
You did. They're like, that's
No,
not
I'm
us.
just waiting. Oh, and the RCMP was like, "That's not ours," and we're like, "Who is it?" So it just has had so many high moments, so many low moments, so many moments where you feel so broken because that lie alone with baiting us back in the field so nobody could witness farmers being treated like criminals was a very dirty move. And that this all could just stop by just testing these animals and restoring that faith and trust in between the organization and Canadian citizens.
Do you think the authorities on the ground there are going to listen, or do you think they're going to move in terms of action together?
We're getting arrested right now.
Everything okay, Katie?
We're getting arrested right now. I gotta go.
Oh, it's okay, pretty bird. It's okay. It's EIK. You know the number? Nope. No. It's okay, pretty bird. You're okay. You're gonna be okay. You're gonna be okay, Mama. Yeah. You're not obliged to say anything, but anything you do say may be given in evidence. You understand?
So I can't confirm the names of the two individuals that were arrested yesterday. The arrest is under the Health of Animals Act. However, I don't believe that charges have been laid at this point. So to be clear, in the province of British Columbia, the prosecutor has the final authority for charge approval. So once all the information is provided to them from the police investigation, they will conduct a charge assessment to determine whether charges will be laid.
They're trying to charge us with a couple offenses. One was breaking the Animal Health Act, which the Animal Health Act. We are actually saving these animals. And one is a criminal charge for obstructing an officer. We have not obstructed anybody. They've been moving freely. We have not done anything to impede their movement. We just were in with our animals. That's simply all we was in with our animals, giving them comfort at a time that they desperately need it the most from hands that they trust.
And then they present you with a map, and they tell you, here's your map, and you cannot go across to that side of the road now until you go to court.
October 31st.
And just back, a special thank you to the anonymous Rebel supporter who gave us that elevated view. Now, we thought you were in jail, but we, as you're seeing on the screen, were able to show the elevated area of where they took you now that I'm talking to you, to that holding center. So we didn't know at the time that's where you were. I want to talk about the cameras. So you guys got the stay order. It does mean that they have to halt activity towards working towards the call. And I have a full video of that I can link in the written article below. But now they are doing some form of work. They're cutting, it appears as though they cut your cameras and they taped it. So tell us a little bit about that.
It appears that they have. We actually have footage that has been sent to us with a broomstick and a knife at the end, and they're cutting our cables of our live cameras. Those cameras are there to protect the animals. We do have predators and stuff, so this is not just for It's what they think, like maybe it's for them. But what are they hiding?
Yeah.
Why can't these cameras stay up? And then it gives, again, more erosion in the trust. What are you doing if you need all the cameras off? And they've been healthy, remember, for 253 days. So if anything really starts to pop up, I mean, you start to feel, are they going to pin something else on us and try to say that these birds aren't healthy, which everybody in the world knows.
Let's go around this way. Come around that fence there. Those are all right. Okay.
Well, like I said, the fact that I've been here, I think 5 times. Every time I come, that means I think they could be called, and then a miracle happens, always at the last second. It's quite a remarkable place. What's your message for the people who are invested in this story? They want the birds and everything they represent to live. What do you want to say to them?
We want to say, keep your praying going on. We're not out of this yet. The power of prayer, we do believe, is what's got us here at this moment. We're going to be fighting, hopefully, we're praying, more legal battles yet, so donations are very much appreciated at the time, just to keep the legal team side of it going. But we're not giving up, and we're going to change some laws.
And thank you to the international support, not just our Canadian support that continues to grow. And we have such a cheering squad across the world for these animals that have become beacons of hope. And so we're going to continue to fight for them to remain the beacons of hope alive. And but thank you to the Trump administration. Thank you. Thank you to the FDA, the NIH. Thank you to everybody offering. Scott Anderson, a huge shout out to you and your team working tirelessly.
Conservative MP Scott Anderson.
Working tirelessly to make sure that the interim state order was heard at an emergency basis.
This Liberal government has failed to do its job by letting the Canadian Food Inspection Agency order the slaughter of a herd of ostriches with no transparency or communication to farmers or Canadians. Since the beginning, and apparently unlike the CFIA, I've actually met with the farmers and raised their concerns publicly. These farmers love their animals. Senior academics are begging for access to potential research on diseases. Canadians are traveling from all over across the country in outrage. This communication fiasco has been allowed to escalate into a crisis, and now tens of thousands of Canadians have raised their voices on the issue, wanting to know why. Why isn't the Liberal Agriculture Minister forcing the CFIA to properly retest these 400 ostriches? Why would the Liberal Health Minister want to throw away valuable potential medical research? The nation is watching and Canadians demand answers. Why won't you explain yourselves?
Remind the member that it's through the chair. I don't know that much about ostriches.
My name is Marcy Kennedy, and I'm the Chief of Staff for MP Scott Anderson from Vernon Lake Country, Monashee.
And what brought you out here today?
I'm here today to represent Mr. Anderson and to observe the support. MP Anderson is currently in Whitehorse attending a conference as part of his national defense portfolio. However, after continuous discussions with numerous senior scientists, tenured professionals, double doctorates, and numerous professionals, MP Anderson has asked me to share his position. He fully supports saving these ostriches for the scientific research that they can offer humanity. Thank you.
Jordan Keeley keeps, MLA out of the Northern Peace, keeps pouring in his love and support. And we have others that now I've heard that John Restad has talked about this. Mel Arnold spoke in the House about this today. It seems that after we did a little bit of a call out for a leader, I just kept saying, where are you? Leaders, where are you? Our politicians, where are you? You're coming out, and I want to thank you, because that's all we could ever ask for, is that we're getting support from our Canadian politicians and not just international.
Well, there you have it. Great minds think alike. So their website is saveourostriches.com, where you can go and donate. And we always link the GoFundMe to lessen confusion there in our written article below in the description box. Karen Esperson, co-owner of Universal Ostrich Farms, Katie Pasitny, who's been an amazing speaker to this issue and to this fight that represents Canadians, and of course is the daughter of Karen as well. I'm Drea Humphrey with Rebel News.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, there you have it. Another day, and the birds are alive and counting. I'm Drea Humphrey with Rebel News, who had my boots on the ground alongside my colleague Sheila Gunn-Reid, and our team has been working around the clock to make sure we could be your eyes and ears about what is going on with the Battle of the Birds at 301 Langille Road in Edgewood, British Columbia. This story is not over. I will be unpacking much of what I learned that I could not get to, including really looking into which companies backed out, which ones didn't, letting you know about those kinds of things, letting you know which politicians are saying what, really focusing on the pressure that is coming from the political aspect to really emphasize what's going on with the CFIA. Why won't they budge? So make sure you check all of our coverage. It has all of the history to this developing story, and it also has a way for you to chip in to help us cover the many expenses involved to take on this report the way it deserves. And that site is called SaveTheOstriches.com.